boys and girls, we have a Christmas story, and then we're going to do a little reading activity together. This is Arthur's Christmas. There are lots of stories about Arthur. And the author is Mark Brown. He's the one who wrote the stories, and he wrote all the Arthur stories. Arthur and D.W. had been in the drugstore a long time. "For heaven's sakes," D.W. said, "this store is full of presents. Pick one and let's go." "It has to be just right," said Arthur. "I want Santa to like it." "Well, hurry up," said D.W. "I want to get home and see if Grandma's there, and see how many presents she brought me." At home, D.W. added 10 more things she wanted to her Christmas list, and copied it over in red pencil. Arthur and D.W. cheered when they heard the car in the driveway. "Grandma, are there presents in there for me?" asked D.W. "Grandma, do you think Santa would like new mittens or gloves?" asked Arthur. "Whatever happened to, 'Hello, I'm glad to see you'?" asked Grandma Thora. Instead of saying hello to her, they've just been asking about presents. After dinner, everyone relaxed. "Look," said D.W., "I teached Killer a trick." "Taught," said Grandma. "You taught Killer a trick." But D.W. didn't hear. She had seen something on television to add to her list. "Arthur, what's the matter?" asked Grandma. "I haven't found the right gift for Santa," said Arthur. "Only 2 shopping days left," reminded D.W. The next day, Arthur, D.W., and their friends went shopping. Killer went too. That's their dog. Arthur searched the entire store and still couldn't find the perfect gift for Santa. "What's the big problem?" asked D.W. "I can see 100 things I want. Let's go tell Santa." "Santa, what would you like for Christmas?" asked Arthur. "Ho, ho, ho," laughed Santa. "You just leave the giving to me." D.W. had her picture taken, patting Santa's tummy. Buster was next. "Santa, be careful coming down the chimney at our house. My parents always forget to put out the fire." "Ho, ho, ho," said Santa. "Don't worry, I'll use the front door." Then it was Francine's turn. "Have you been a good little girl?" asked Santa. "Oh, yes," smiled Francine. "I'm always good." "Always?" asked Santa. Afterward, Buster treated them all to ice cream. Arthur could hardly finish his root beer float. He had only 1 more shopping day. "Look," said Francine, "Santa eats ice cream." "I'll have a banana split with 6 scoops of bubblegum ice cream," said Santa, "with double hot fudge, whipped cream, and nuts." "I'll say he eats some ice cream," said D.W. At home, Arthur asked his family for help. "How about a nice colorful tie?" said Father. "Aftershave is always a good gift," said Mother. "I bet Santa could use some toasty, warm long johns," said Grandma. "Arthur, you're taking this shopping too seriously," said D.W. "Just do what I do. Get everyone the same thing." D.W. does not really seem to have the Christmas spirit about giving, does she? Arthur's working really hard on his gifts. That afternoon, everyone was getting ready to go caroling. But Arthur didn't have time for Christmas carols. Time was running out. "Please come along," begged D.W. "I'll be the only kid. And besides, Mrs. Tibble always gives us a present and hot chocolate." Arthur went window shopping instead, hoping that would give him an idea for Santa's present. Santa was ho-ho-hoing and drinking a diet root beer at the car wash. Moments later, Santa was at the Golden Chopstick eating sub-gum chow goo. Santa must have run to the deli at the corner of North and Main. The waitress shouted Santa's order to the cook. "Catch a fish, hit it with rye, and put a pair of shoes on it." Santa sure eats a lot, thought Arthur. Finally, Arthur went home. He hadn't seen a single thing in any of the store windows he thought Santa would like. Santa was on TV eating Papa Piper's pickled peppers. "That's it," said Arthur. He started making his list. Arthur counted out his money. "DW," he said in his sweetest voice. "Okay, how much do you need?" asked DW. "But only if you promise to stop being such a grouch." Look at her room, boys and girls. She's got notes. "Dear Santa, put presents under the tree. This way to the Christmas tree. Follow the red arrows. Presents go down here. Christmas tree this way." She is really worried about her presents. The next morning, Arthur gave DW half his list, and he took the other half. Looks like they're at the grocery store. DW had to keep Killer out of the kitchen while Arthur made Santa's present. "What's all that noise?" asked Father. "Arthur is making a mess," reported DW. The kitchen door opened, and Arthur sneezed. "Mom, how many cups of pepper and pickled peppers?" he asked. "Maybe I should help," said Mother. "No, please," said Arthur. "I want to make Santa's present myself. Just tell me how many sticks of gum and sub-gum chow goo." "Poor Santa," said DW. Hours later, Arthur whistled while he set the table for Santa. "What's that?" asked Father. "Pickled peppers, a hot fudge sundae on bubblegum ice cream, and sub-gum chow goo. I sort of combined Santa's favorite foods," Arthur explained. "What's that big lumpy thing that's moving?" asked Grandma. "A pizza to go," said Arthur, "with everything on it." "If you want Santa to come, you'd better go to bed," said Mother. "If we want Santa to come," thought DW, "we'd better do something about that food." DW couldn't fall asleep. "I have to do something," she thought. "Poor Arthur worked so hard, but if Santa gets one whiff of Arthur's present, he'll never set foot in the dining room, much less eat any of it." Careful to miss the squeaky step, DW tiptoed downstairs in the dark. The next morning, Arthur was the first one up. "Santa ate it all," he cried, "and he left a note." And here is the note. "Dear Arthur, you were so nice to take the time to find out my favorite foods and make them. Thank you. You also teached me about the Christmas spirit. Love, Santa. P.S. Aren't you lucky to have such a nice little sister?" Boys and girls, who do you think wrote that note? Ooh, I think DW did. Because do you remember back earlier in the book when she said she teached Killer some new tricks? And Grandma corrected her and said, you taught him some new tricks. And in our letter it says, "You teached me about the Christmas spirit." But Arthur was trying to teach DW about the Christmas spirit, wasn't he? And then at the end she said, "Aren't you lucky to have such a nice little sister?" So I think DW got rid of the food and left a note so that Santa wouldn't have to eat that food. And I think that maybe the dog Killer helped her get rid of the food, because look at his tummy and look at his tongue hanging out. I don't think he feels well. I think maybe she gave some of that food to Killer. All right, boys and girls, in your packet, we have a little reading activity that we can do together. There's a spot for your name at the top. And we are writing, so remember we are using a pencil, not crayons, not markers. We are writing with a pencil. All right, we're going to read this story and answer the questions. They've got a little, like a key up here where they've given you some pictures to help you with some words. When you see this word, that says Santa. This word is for bear. And this word is bow. They gave you some little clues. All right, it says read the story 3 times and answer the questions. All right, so I will read it and you read along with me. Some of these are sight words, you'll know them, and I can help you with the others. I see an elf. Her name is Wendy. Wendy is making a bear. She gave the bear a bow. Wendy works for Santa. All right, we read it one time. Check it off or color that star. Here we go. I see an elf. Her name is Wendy. Wendy is making a bear. She gave the bear a bow. Wendy works for Santa. All right, one more time, and then I think we're going to be able to answer these questions. All right, see if you can read along with me this time. I see an elf. Her name is Wendy. Wendy is making a bear. She gave the bear a bow. Wendy works for Santa. All right, boys and girls, question number 1. What is the elf's name? I said it a couple of times. What's the elf's name? Yes, Wendy. Here is the word Wendy. Uppercase W-E-N-D-Y. Make sure your Y hangs down. We started her name with an uppercase letter because names are important. Number 2, what did the elf make? What did she make? Here's your choices. A snowman, a bear, a truck. What did Wendy make? Yes, she made a bear. So check that one. It's the second one. A bear. Number 3, who does Wendy the elf work for? Who does Wendy work for? Santa. There's his name. Uppercase S-A-N-T-A. She works for Santa. All right, great job, boys and girls. Make sure your name is at the top. I will talk to you all soon.